Hello and welcome back to another Fear the Walking Dead video, and today will be a death predictions on the last two episodes of Fear the Walking Dead. We are coming up to the end of this show, and now it's time to talk about who I think might die in the final two episodes of Fear. The first one I have to talk about is Madison, and I think it is entirely possible that she will die. The way that they are treating Madison in this show and this whole kind of 6 episodes is about her putting her children to rest and her trying to reunite with her children in some way. I definitely do believe that Madison is a 50-50. You can go either way with her. One way is that Madison will survive and she'll put Alicia's walk herself to rest and finally spread Nick's ashes. Or I think that we could get Alicia and Nick cameo or something like that, but Madison dies and the whole way she gets reunited with her children is in death, and these trailers do make it out like Madison be kind of doing something similar to her season 4 supposed death where she's leading the walkers into Padre to blow them up. So it definitely does make me believe Madison has a high chance of dying. She's 50-50 for me. I think her death will definitely be a big sacrifice to save everyone. It will not be something like she gets bit or Troy kills her. It will be the big sacrifice to wipe out the army of the dead. That's how I think if she does die, that's how she would die. So I do believe Madison could die, and I want her to die because I feel like it works best. And it'd be a better ending for Madison than her being the leader of Padre. I don't think that'll work for her. Second, Strand. I dislike Strand this season, but I do not think he will die because they've given him a husband and son. I do not think that he will die. I think his husband and son will also not die, so Thrank and Klaus, they're safe as well. But I see Strand not living at Padre, but he will get a happier ending, and if Madison dies, he'll definitely be the one to bury all 3 of the Clarks. But I think Strand is safe, but he's going to go off and leave Padre. Moving over to Luciana, she's definitely another character which is safe. I do not see them killing Lucy off, and I think that Lucy is going to be a character that will kind of end Fear, going off to go and do her own things. We know that she has this network, and I think they're trying to do some world building with Lucy, and to the same extent, I think Daniel is also safe. Going into this season, I believe Daniel could have been a casualty, but the way they're setting up Daniel and Lucy, it feels like both of those characters are going to survive and go off and build this network to have us potentially meet them again in the future, because I know the actor for Daniel is up for playing Daniel in another spin-off or doing something else in the Walking Dead universe. So those characters are definitely safe. Daniel and Lucy are not going to die. Moving over to June, and she's definitely safe. If they were going to kill off June, they would have done it already, I feel. And the way they have now June, with her being close to Dwight and Sherry, I feel like they are setting June up for something by the end of the show, and June isn't going to die. I definitely see June with a couple of other characters being the ones to run Padre while you have Madison potentially die, and Strand leave Padre. I think you're going to have characters like June to be the one to stay at Padre. Moving over to Dwight, I think he's safe. Originally I thought he was going to do a spin-off, but I think the same as June, he's going to be the character to help run Padre. They have a whole episode going off to go fetch Dwight to bring him back to Padre. So Dwight is 100% safe. I really hope he goes into the Dead City spin-off, but at this point in time, I believe no, he's just going to be the leader at Padre, or co-leader with June. Now we have Sherry, and she's a tricky one to place because on my original belief that Dwight could be a spin-off character to go to Dead City, I was like, Sherry has to die so that you have Dwight develop when he meets Negan again. But the way episode 9 ends makes me really believe that this is the last time we'll see Dwight, Sherry, and we'll never see him again. So what's the point of having this big moment in the season finale with Sherry's death, because you're going to have no more character progression for Dwight? So I see Sherry actually surviving because you have that weird family at the end of episode 9 with June, Dove, Dwight, Sherry, and I think those characters are all safe, and Dove, quickly, yeah, she's alive. I don't see her dying because they've connected her to this weird family with Dwight and Sherry and June. Those 4 characters will be the characters that lead Padre at the end of Fear. I do not see any other characters being the leaders of Padre other than those 4. Moving over to Tracy, yeah, she's alive. They're not going to kill this child. And I think she's actually going to end up with Strand. I definitely think Strand's going to be the one to take her with his adopted family and kind of leave. I don't see Madison having her, and Strand's the only character who's actually nice to her, supposedly, in episode 10. So Tracy's going to be alive and living with Strand. And now Troy. And I go either way of him. I see Troy dying, and I think that Madison will probably kill Troy, even though it should really be Daniel to kill Troy. Or Troy's just going to die some like really dumb way. I have a feeling Troy will die, but in a really dumb way which will annoy me. Or they're suddenly going to have Troy like redeem himself, because this whole like 6 episodes have been about redeeming yourself and not being the person that you used to be. Because you have Strand saying that, you have this character saying that character saying that, and they're like, I'm not that person anymore. I'm this person. So they could be like being like, okay, we're going to redeem Troy, but it just doesn't really work for me. So I think Troy's going to die, but in a really dumb way. And now I want to quickly mention Alicia, because some people still believe that she's alive. I definitely do believe, yeah, she's dead. We've had so many characters say she's dead. And you could be like, I don't trust Troy, I don't trust Tracy. Well, you have Alicia's fandom being like, oh yeah, Alicia's dead. So I believe Alicia is dead. We're not going to get a sudden she's alive at the end of the season. And now quickly, the 3 Alicia fangirls. And I definitely believe that some of them will die, maybe 1 or 2 at most. Not all of them, and they're just there to be bodies for the final 2 episodes. I don't see them being much more than just, oh, I'm dying. Because I don't think they're going to kill off many of the main cast. They killed off so much of the main cast of Fear off screen. So I definitely do believe the cast that's left, you might get 1 death in them, and I think it could be Madison. Troy could die, and maybe these Alicia fangirls are just there to add to the death count in the final episodes. So those are my death predictions. So please tell me down below, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Who do you think will die and who do you think will survive? But this is it for me today. So goodbye, peace out. I'll see you in my next one.